So abstracts are being connected. You have to be connected and be open to it. You can't have negativism. Negativism does not work. It, uh, it you lose your in touch with what you're doing, and that's why I always said to always put music on. Play your music. Play music you like because it shuts down your brain, and you're able to let go and not think about it. See, abstracts, unlike painting from nature, if you go out and you paint a tree, you see the tree and you paint the tree, or the mountain, you paint the mountain. But abstracts have to be something you can't see. It has to be something you feel. It's your emotions. And putting your emotions down on canvas, it's incredible once you get there, and you will get there if you do it enough and you really want to do it. If that's in your heart to do, you know that anything in your life you ever wanted to do and were determined on doing, you did it. You made time and you did it. When I was in music, I decided, no, let me just tell you a little story. My brother could pick up any instrument and play any instrument. That's who he was. Me, I couldn't do that. But one day later in life, when I was in my close to 40, I decided I want to do music. Now I'm a guy that I can only use my left hand. I can't use both hands. But it was to do music at all. I couldn't play anything. But I had $40,000, and this was back in the 90s, early 90s, like 1991, something like that. I had 40,000 bucks. I decided I'm gonna create a record album. I'm gonna do this. So I took my $40,000 and I got a hold of an expert, a guy that knew all about music, and he guided me. And I got keyboards and I got drum machines and I bought digital equipment and big speakers and big mixers. Knew nothing whatsoever about that, but I was determined I'm going to do this. I'm going to do music. What I did was there was a video store by us, not too far away, about 7 miles away, and they had videotapes there that taught you how to mix, how to play all different types of instruments, the understanding from the pro end of it. And it was a videotape collection. It was worth a lot of money. They had it there. You could rent it for $1. I thought, oh my God, this is great. So I got everything I could possibly get and learned as much as I possibly could. I'm not a reader of books, but I read everything I could and watched every VHS videotape and learned how to do it. And within a few months, I was being able to create track on track and do music. I did it because I wanted to do it, and I wanted to do vocals, and I built a recording studio and a little booth, and I had my reel-to-reels going at the time, and I actually did it. I made a record because that's what I wanted to do. I achieved my goal, and that's because I was determined, and it's the same way in art. You have to have that determination and want to do it. It can't be, you can't not want to do it. If you really want to do it, then you are more open to spirit. You're opening yourself up to receive. And then when you stand before the canvas and paint, everything will start to happen. If you really believe in yourself and believe that you can do it and want to do it, that's the most important thing. You have to want to do it. I'm not saying, like, for instance, I've heard people say, oh, a horse can paint an abstract or a monkey can paint an abstract. Well, you know what? Maybe the horse is more in tune than we are. Maybe he was a painter in a past life. How the heck do I know? I have no idea. Could be. We don't know. Life is full of mysteries. You think you know life? Do you think you know what's going around you? You don't. Life is not what you see, it's what you feel. And the world is an ever-changing place, and there are things you don't even know. There just isn't. The world is just full of things. But we have to find our space and find our connection. And when you do that, you'll be able to create. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're all alone when you paint. If you have children, get a babysitter. Let the babysitter take them out to the movies, if that's your best option. You know, make time for yourself to do your painting and find yourself. You'll be a much better person if you find yourself spiritually, and you can connect by painting. You'll create things and you'll open up a whole new world, and that's what it's all about. And if you can do this, you'll be a better person for it, because you'll feel more satisfied and more enriched, and that's what it's all about. That's what life is about, being happy. You want to be happy, and painting can make you happy. So I want you to get brushes, I want you to get paints, and I want you to believe in yourself and go find the time to do this. You know what? You've wasted too much time watching TV, and we're procrastinators. That's the whole thing in the American way. We're all a bunch of procrastinators. We get nothing done. It's easier to do your 9-to-5 job, come home, plop your carcass, plop your butt in a cushion, put on a DVD movie and eat popcorn all Sunday and do nothing creative. And that doesn't help. That's not connecting spiritually. You're just being a blob to the masses. I mean, they're basically bombarding you with commercials, and it's not creative. You're just not being creative. You know, you can always find time to do what you want to do. You found time to watch TV, find time to paint. You know, we're all masters of our own time. You could always say, oh, I don't have enough time, I'm too busy. Yeah, but you're not busy enough. You're not so busy to do something else that you want to do. You know, if you want to go out to dinner with your friends or go to a party and have a good time, you found time to do that. Why didn't you find time to paint and leave your mark? That's what I'm asking you. Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you make yourself happy and find your inner peace and find your connection with spirit by painting? Why? I want you to go paint an abstract. I want you to go do that today. Find your inner self. That's what it's all about, finding your peace and inner self spiritually through your art. Everybody has talent. Everybody. You just may not know it. Everybody's talent lies somewhere. You might be a talented cook. You might be a talented artist. You might be a talented guitar player. Everybody has talents. You have to find them. They just don't come to you. You know, people are not really born with 100% talent. They're born because with the ability that that's what they want to do. You know, you're born with a certain amount of the spiritual ingredient inside you to do this, but it's up to you to develop it. It's not going to develop by itself. It's the same way with painting. You know, you might paint a good painting, your first painting, but your 20th painting is even going to be better than your first, and your 200th painting is going to be better than your 20th. So you got to keep moving in the directions to better yourself and connect spiritually with your art. Well, I could go on forever. I'm going to just have my coffee. And I really appreciate you taking the time to listen, and I hope that this fires you up a little bit and makes you want to do something and create something beautiful. Now, I'm doing an art series on how to paint abstracts. It's not easy, folks. I have to try to think on how to convey my ideas to you. And it's harder for me because what I do is I paint fast into music. So I have to slow everything down, so it's a little bit more difficult for me to do that, because when I do that, then I'm not in connection. It's hard for me to connect spiritually when I do that, but I will do it. And eventually we'll speed up the paintings and we'll work quicker, because abstracts you're not supposed to think about. You're not supposed to think what brush you're going to put on, what goes next. If you have to think about it, then you're not connected spiritually. That's not what it is. That's why you want to put on the music and lose yourself. You know, paint, paint, paint. Don't worry about, oh, what color am I going to put here? What do I think I should put here? You don't want to do that. You want to just paint. Let it happen. And then at the end have lost track of time and said to yourself, where did the time go? What happened here? You know, and then hopefully you'll have an incredible masterpiece standing before you. And even if it isn't, you lost track of your time and you connected. And that's what it's all about. It's the healing of your spiritual inner being. And through abstracts, that can happen. That can really happen. It's different than painting, like I said, trees and mountains. It's a whole different animal. It's way harder. A good landscape artist may never be a good abstract artist in the same way. Some people might not be able to draw a single line. They might only be able to draw a stick figure, but they can create these incredible abstracts. You know, you'll find your way. You will find your way. Connect. You have to connect. You have to connect. And you can do this. You can do this. You can connect. Connect spiritually. So, okay, enough talking. Go paint an abstract today. Go do it. And follow my series, and we'll teach you. Oh, hear that pop? A ghost. Somebody's agreeing with me. I live in an old house, and I hear a lot of pops and stuff. My father passed away almost a year ago, and many a nights I'll lay in bed and I'll still hear him coming through the house on his walker, really eerie, really loud. You know, I've been in rooms to where he comes right up to the room, you know, but I'm not afraid at all about it. It is what it is, you know. But that's another story altogether. I'm sure everybody's had experiences, but I want you to connect spiritually today with your work. Put on the music, find your place, and lose yourself. Thank you very much for listening to my lecture, and we'll be talking to you real soon. And please, folks, make sure that you watch the tips and tricks and the art videos that I've done. You know, we can learn something from everybody. Even if you're a seasoned pro and you've seen it all before, there might be just that one tip that will fire up your imagination and take you on another level. You don't know, you know. And I learn every day from viewers just like you who write and ask me questions or tell me things. That's how I learn. And that's what it's all about, being open and learning. Okay, enough. Take care. Have yourself a wonderful day or evening wherever you are and wherever you're watching me. Cheers, folks. Thank you.